I will get rolling. I'd like to welcome everybody to call number 3, take 2, depending on which call you grabbed. This one is unplugging from hidden commands that are controlling or manipulating you. And this topic for me, like, I've kind of been out there in digging around in the alien and the programming stuff and all these different topics, and none of it really felt really true and real and undeniable until I tapped in to this very topic. And there was a specific information documents that I bumped into that I'm going to share with you today, and I'll give you a download for them. That when I saw them, I'm like, oh my God, I know these. Like, these are in my consciousness. And it was so obvious to me that not only did it show me how to untangle it, but it also showed me there's stuff going on that I can't deny anymore, that I really need to look at. And it's what caused me to start looking at things from the paradigm of manipulation. And we have somebody with noise going on here. Let me try to mute that. And as I opened up into this realm of manipulation, which is very weird and it seems to be scary at times, and it's all this big tangled illusion that as you begin to untangle it, just blows your world open into a greater perception of what's really going on, not only for you and your reality, but for the planet and everybody else here. You start to see and perceive things that it's like being like climbing out of the Matrix, and it's the reason that I use that reference there, because you actually start to see the underpinnings of what controls and manipulates, or attempts to control and manipulate, this reality. And so that's kind of the territory, is exposing this dance that's going on, that we're doing, and taking us deeper into an awareness of, like, what is all this stuff and how can we interact with it in a way that it works for us? How can we interact with it in a way that benefits us and no longer ties us down? And so what if, as an infinite being, the only things that can mess with you are the things that you are unaware of? So if you're aware of something, if you're aware there's something right there in your way, you're going to naturally find a way around it. So what if it's only when you're not aware of what's going on that can block you and be an obstacle for you? And so allow yourself to perceive all of the things that you are currently unaware of that are actually obstacles for you. Just allow yourself to tap into that. What are all the things that you are unaware of that are obstacles because you are unaware of them? And all the shaky stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, and energy fog that kind of masks or hides or cloaks all this stuff, can we begin to destroy and create all that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And my favorite thing is to do vaporizing now, because it just, I have fun doing it. So we're just going to do, like we're sending out this big cloud of just ball of flame, or however you want to imagine it. We're just have fun with it. So ready? 1, 2, 3, vaporize.
Vaporize.
And then I love to do it behind me, vaporize. And I get like, woo, when I do it behind me. And we do it, I like doing it above me as well. And I'll explain more what above you actually is doing. But go up, vaporize.
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 And down at the floor, vaporize.
Vaporize.
And any other direction that you want. And we just kind of play with it. There's no right way to do it. There's no wrong way to do it. We just kind of play in whatever way feels juicy to play in. But you notice there's like a shift of energy there. You feel that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of a tingly sometimes. So then the other thing is, when we start to engage these topics of the control system, it brings up two things for people, and one of them looks like fear. And so allow yourself to perceive all the energies in your system that look like fear. There you go. And I love Gary Douglas's question. So ask yourself, is this fear or is this excitement? And notice that like you start getting into this really intense stuff and your being is like, yeah, come on, let's go. Woo! This is so cool. Right? I hear somebody talking. Let me see if I can find who that is who's talking here. And so James, you can turn off your video there because we can see you. Hi, there you go. Okay, thank you. Welcome, by the way. Would you, okay, redirect. Okay.
You can hear me?
Yeah, let me, yes. Can you mute yourself there, please? Okay, let's see, mute. Okay. Let's see if that testing 1 2. There we go. No, we still have some. Okay, so I keep muting a caller. 2345 is the last numbers, and they keep unmuting themselves. There's noise on your line, so that's the reason I keep muting you. Or it sounds like you have a computer on and you're on the telephone at the same time. So if you turn off one or the other, it will work. Only one sound, or we get a feedback. So when I go back into this topic and I start looking at like what are the manipulations that are actually occurring, the thing that I hit the strongest is something that I want to introduce you to today. And they're called Wernicke's commands. And this is the work of a lady by the name of Stephanie Ralph, or I think it's Ralph, I don't know. Stephanie, we'll just call her Stephanie. And I found her work online, and she's done work with people who have had, I don't want to explain it because I don't want to, yeah, let's not explain it yet. I just want to say that this is her work, and she's gone back through and assisted people in untangling things in their consciousness and has found that there were these lists of commands that were embedded in their consciousness. And so I want to introduce to you a topic today that are called Wernicke's commands. And I want to share that. Let's see if I grab that here. Wernicke's share. Okay. And so Wernicke's commands, there's actually a spot in the brain, and I'll go all the way back to here. Here's my little picture of the brain. There's actually this little spot in the brain that a German man back in, I think it's the early 1800s or late 1800s, found that if there was brain damage in this area, that they wouldn't be able to receive commands from other people. Like you could command them to do things and they just would be completely incapable of receiving those commands. And so he began to explore with that, and that area kind of took on his name. But it's an area of the brain that's actually a language processing center. And what happens is everything that you hear first goes through this area of your language processing. And if there are things that you have commands in there that you will not hear it, you can't actually hear it. Like you'll hear the words, but your capacity to process the information is gone. Like so have you ever noticed if you've been doing like access consciousness or some other modalities that do clearings, they'll talk about these topics and somebody will say something in a language you totally understand, but you have no clue what they just said. Anybody ever experienced that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what if that's Wernicke's commands? Yes.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I had a similar kind of experience. Like I do house clearings where I clear spirits from houses. Basically, I had one in my flat 3 days ago, and the first experience I had before I even walked into the building is I heard don't come here.
Cool. Yeah. So how much of that was just you tapping into the energy of those beings?
Well, it was a dark entity which I cleared thanks to the help of my spirit guide. It was his voice that helped me. He explained how to clear it. I've never done that before. I'm used to clearing them because I kind of got pulled into that work without really wanting it myself.
Yeah.
And
So let me pause you. Let me pause you because it's a little off topic. What you're getting there doesn't totally feel like we're Nikki's commands. What it would feel like is if somebody was sharing something to you and you could hear the words, but your brain couldn't register them.
Okay.
That's kind of what we're looking at. It's like you hear words, but like they don't register. Like somebody's talking and you're just like, I can't register what you're saying.
Okay, I understood.
Yeah, cool. So it's your language processing center, and then it does the flip. So have you ever had things that you wanted to say, but you probably felt like I shouldn't say it, but you decided you were going to say it anyway, and then you tried to say it, and you couldn't actually speak it?
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever had anything you tried to speak and you couldn't speak it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That is also the Wernicke's area. So it's language coming in and it's language going out. So do you think that center has some control over your capacity to communicate and receive communications?
Yes. Just a tad.
Ooh, just a little bit, maybe. Yeah. Okay. So, so I want to look at this one section here that kind of grabbed me first. So how many of you, tap in, and how many of you have commands programmed in that say you'll forget this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And don't remember this. And you'll never remember this. Forget this happened.
Yeah.
This is not happening. This has never happened. Forget you were ever here. Forget this. Forget this experience. How about this is just your imagination. You made this up. This is all a dream. You're dreaming. All of this has been erased. This is not real. You're not here. This never happened. Forget what I told you. Forget this has ever happened. Forget this is not happening. Forget us. Does any of that trigger anything for you?
Yeah.
Like, okay, what is that? Okay. So allow yourself to perceive all of the Wernicke's commands that are around not remembering or around forgetting, or across all time, space, dimensions, realities, domains, parallels, beyond.
Wow.
And everything that all of those are, truth, can we decide to vaporize them?
Yes.
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 Yeah. Okay, 1, 2, 3, vaporize.
Vaporize.
And
Vaporize.
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 Jaden,
Yes.
what if I can't perceive any of them?
Yeah. Yeah. So is there something, so when you start to look at these things like, when I'm being blocked, there's a part of me that goes, I kind of sense there is something here, there should be something here, but it's mysteriously blank. Do you experience that?
Yeah.
It's very blank.
Yeah. So allow yourself to, so how much blanking have you bumped into, or are you interacting with right now? So allow
Seems
yourself,
like a lot.
yeah. So allow yourself to perceive all of the blanking. Okay, let me grab that. Nora, I think that's your line. Yeah. So you can have a memory and then a screen goes down in front of it and it's like blanking. Okay? It's just blanked. But it's a thing. It's not blank. It's a thing that's there. So allow yourself to perceive all of the screens and all of the blanking that is in front of your memories or accessing your awarenesses around things? Wow. And everything that all of that is, truth, can we just try and create all of that?
Yeah.
Yes. Rescind, revoke, can't reclaim, renounce, denounce. Just trying to create, make null and void, vaporize, 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 vaporize. And every so often, I'll stick in there, if I feel agreements, I'll stick in Gary Douglas's rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, just trying to create, and then I vaporize. And you can even put the good, bad, right, wrong, pop, but nine beyonds in there. Whatever, like there's no wrong way to do it. It's like just play with whatever works for you. And you'll notice me jump all over the map with it. I just flow. I go wherever it happens to go. So allow yourself to feel this. So how many Wernicke's commands do you have related to memory, remembering, or forgetting?
Wow.
I don't know. I forgot.
I know. I forgot though. So everything that you forgot and everything that all of these are, can we choose to destroy and create and vaporize all of these?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And 1, 2, 3, vaporize. 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 Vaporize.
Bad, right, wrong. Pot, all night. Short,
Good, bad, right, wrong. Pop, short, and I balance. Woo, wah. Is there a little energy moving in your reality? Maybe a little bit?
Yeah.
A little bit?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Cool. So when I first found these, I'm like, okay, what is this? Like, what is this? And how many of them are there? And what do these do? And how does this work? And so they come in all these different categories. So you can have general ones around remembering. So tap in and feel into this. You'll remember nothing. You'll never remember anything. You'll never you don't remember anything. Forget about forgetting. Don't remember. You can't remember. You won't remember. No remembering. Stop remembering. You'll never remember. You have no memory. Your memory is offline. Does any of that like okay? So everything that all of that is, and all your commands around memory and not remembering and never remembering, can we just choose to destroy and create all of that stuff?
Wow, yes.
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 And vaporize, vaporize, vaporize,
Good, bad, right,
vaporize,
wrong.
vaporize. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, shut the night bounds. So it's
Yeah.
like, yes.
Yeah, it's coming. The topic is like you don't remember, or you can't remember why you came here, or what is the reason you came here to Earth.
Yep. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Yep.
Oh,
So
Jesus.
how many of you have the reason that you came here to this planet, what you came here to do, blocked or forgotten through some Wernicke's commands?
Oh yeah.
Feel that.
Oh, Jesus. Wow.
Feel that.
Gives me gas.
Wow.
Wow. And so everything that all of that is, truth, can we destroy and create and vaporize all of that?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yes. Vaporize, 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 vaporize. Make null void times the gadzillion. Good, bad, right, wrong. Pop, shorts, was nice, beyonds. And just choose to let all that stuff go.
Jaden?
Yes.
Yeah, funny you mentioned this. After the last clearing, I have been like sitting in front of my PC and wanted, Google some stuff, and it felt like some kind of like beaming at me, also related to the clearings, and made me forget several times. I was like blank, and so I suppose this is coming full circle.
Yeah. So sometimes these are connected to either memories or like these almost video replay systems or technologies or magics or fractures that are inside of you, or like we can't go into all of this in this call. In the big program, we'll go into detail into all of these things, and we'll go down some rabbit holes, you'll be like, holy cow. But like as you clear all this stuff, you start to regain access to what is actually real and true for you in a way that you've not had access to before. Look at this. Go to sleep. Go back to sleep. Stay asleep. Wow. Your mind is offline. How many of you had a sense that your mind goes offline?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So when you start
Yeah, sheep.
when you start to look at these, it's like, what if you have these commands programmed into your consciousness in a language processing center that filters out what comes in and filters out what goes out. So in the promotions that I did for this call, I was like, well, so how many of you feel like you're self-sabotaging yourself? But what if there are commands programmed into your mind, into your brain, that are doing that to you and for you? So allow yourself to perceive all of the commands that you have programmed into your consciousness that are creating self-sabotage in your reality. Wow. Okay, that's subtle. No, maybe not. So everything that all of those are, can we choose to destroy and create all of that stuff?
Yes.
Yes. Even if you feel you can't or you shouldn't or you whatever, because like all these weird stories will start to come up. Yeah, frankly, this is the way I handle it. You do what you do, but this is what I did. What got me here to where I am today is I don't care what the story is. I'm vaporizing it. I'm destroying it and creating it, and I'm going to keep destroying it and creating it until I get clear. And you know what? Those voices go away. Those stories go away. Those threatening goes away. You just vaporize it all. You just keep clearing it, and it goes away, and it's gone. But there are piles of it. So everything that so my recommendation is clear big and clear often. And there's another side to that that's invoking, and we'll look at that as well. But so all the stuff here that's up for clearing that you're interested in clearing, can we choose to destroy and create all this?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And
Vaporize.
1, 2, 3, vaporize, vaporize, vaporize,
Right.
vaporize. Make no void, good, bad, right, wrong, hot, truth, pleasant, nice, beyond. Let all that go.
Liquefy.
Jaden,
Yes.
I've noticed that, you know that concentric spheres thing they talk about, like the bubbles within the bubbles?
Mhm.
When you do vaporize, I like that too. And I poke a finger into the center bubble and keep popping bubbles from the
I
inside.
love that. That is so cool. That is so cool. I love it. That's a good thing to play with. Bubble popping. Boop, 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 boop. Thank you. That's a cool idea. I like it. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I want to jump
Jaden.
into this. Yes.
Sorry, something is coming now to my awareness. It's
Yeah.
like we have commands to make sure we don't recognize the commands. So it's like a Russian doll, something like that.
Yeah. You can have these nested commands
Yeah.
inside of commands inside of commands. Absolutely. There's tons
Oh.
of that stuff. Absolutely tons of it. So yeah.
One question. How does it might be off topic, but how does hypnosis have anything to do with this?
Hypnosis can access that. Actually, the person who came up with this, Stephanie, did light form of hypnosis with people and then would start digging around in their consciousness and finding what these commands are. These are lists of things that she found in her clients, and she just wrote them down. She just kept typing out what she found. And she kept finding client after client after client after client had these. And she's like, what is this? And she was forced to look at what this is. So, and I'll share this document with you. But so there's this next topic that are called booby traps. Okay. So you can have Wernicke's commands that are general, that are like, don't remember this. Or that are specific, don't remember this specific thing. And then you can have commands that look into your reality and say, if this happens, do this. So they're booby traps. They're set up, they're looking for, like, So take a look at this. Die if you remember this. Kill yourself if you remember this. You'll be dead if you remember this. You will not live if you remember. Your heart will stop. You'll have heart failure if you remember. You'll have a heart attack, cardiac arrest. Like your kidneys will stop. Your liver will stop. Your spleen. You'll have a stroke. You'll have an accident if you remember this. How many of you you'll have an accident if you remember this somewhere in there?
Yeah.
How many of the quote unquote accidents you've had in your life were actually triggered by commands like this?
Wow.
Wow.
Hey,
So,
Jaden,
yes.
how about you'll have Alzheimer's if you remember this, or dementia? Yeah.
She's
Yep.
awesome.
Yep,
Ladies?
it's on the list here. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So all of the commands, and I want to target this one specifically because people buy into this. There's all this social conditioning around, accidents just happen. And you can't control them, they just happen. But what if most of the accidents are situations that you go unconscious for and then experience it because you were unconscious? So what if at some point you chose to go unconscious, which allowed yourself to experience an accident? Okay, so allow yourself to perceive all of the commands that you have, all the Wernicke's commands around you'll have an accident if you remember something. Wow. And all these other commands that something bad will happen to you if you remember. Wow. And everything, all of those Wernicke's commands are truth. Can we just choose to destroy, integrate, and vaporize all of those?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
1, 2, 3,
Vaporize.
vaporize.
Good, bad, right.
Vaporize. Make no void, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, pock, schutz, buzz, nights, beyonds. And when I do vaporizing, I like to involve my body in it. I like to co-create with my body, and I like to use my voice. So unless I'm out in public, I'm in the mall somewhere, or I'm in the grocery store, I'm not doing vaporize. I may do like a little quiet. I know I'm being so silly. I could get all kinds of people that way. I'm wasting that resource of advertising. But
No, you
nonetheless,
end up in a mental hospital.
or I'd end up in a mental hospital. Well, I'd have so much fun with the intake of that. I could mess with their minds so well now. It's so cool. Anyway, so I still will when possible include your voice, include your body, and some kind of action, even if it's small, even if it's just a twitching of your finger, like vaporize. Like do something to involve your body and your voice, because there's an alignment that occurs there, and your body can co-create with you. Like, how much is your body ready to get rid of this shit? Right?
Yeah.
All the bodies out there, let me hear it, huh? Okay. Body says yes. Oh yeah, we're so ready. Okay. So, yeah.
Jaden, I've always felt that I have a disconnect between my knowing and my speech and what comes through, and an articulation, and there just feels like there's tangling and all sorts of stuff. Is that Wernicke's, or is that something else?
Okay, so Truth, what percent of that, for you personally, and everybody asked that, Truth, what percent of your ability to remember or your ability to speak things are due to Wernicke's commands?
80. Wow.
90.
Yeah.
70.
Yeah.
80.
Yeah. So whatever you do, don't clear any of these, because right? Like, oh my God! Like, once I found this, I walked around and everything was a Wernicke's command to me. Like do that. Like, bump into everything and ask, are there Wernicke's commands here? Like, and I would do that for everything. And wow, the stuff you find is like, oh my God. So, and I'm going to give you a document. I'm going to give you this document that we're looking at here. So you'll get to rummage through here. And I want to say that as you go through here, there's some intense stuff here. So it'll bring up stuff for you. You may have to go in little chunks to this stuff. I mean, having a brain hemorrhage, if you remember that, that's not subtle, you know? it may bring up memories for you. So notice what comes up, and so what is everything that has gotten triggered what are all the booby traps that have gotten triggered, Wernicke's booby traps have gotten triggered as a result of this topic being brought up straight up today?
Yeah.
Feel that. Just notice all that stuff in your system. Some of it is subtle, some of it is big. So everything that all of that is, can we just choose to destroy and create and vaporize all that?
Yes.
Yes. And vaporize.
Vaporize.
Vaporize. Make no void, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, oxford, yeah. Yeah.
Is there something in there about you'll be exposed if you remember or if you break through? Like you'll be exposed. Everyone will know.
Yeah.
I had that. Do you have that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
So
do.
how many people have something that if you reveal this, we will expose you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like something will go on and everyone will suddenly turn.
And
around.
everybody will know. And everybody will
know.
see. Like,
And they will come.
and they will come after you.
Yeah, they're hunting
And
you
they
down.
will come after you, right?
Yeah.
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 Not just
Notice-
being exposed. Come after.
They will come after you. So feel what that brings up in your system.
Blech.
Okay? Now, so now this is weird. This is out of left field, but so how much of this is fear and how much of this is excitement?
Ooh.
Now, there's probably both in there, but notice that when you ask that question first, all of a sudden stuff resolves itself and you're like, wow, yeah, because like your consciousness is like, yeah, they're looking at it. All right, let's go. Come on, keep going. Like, wow. And for everything that is actually fear, everything it registers as fear, we do the access clearing for that. So allow yourself to perceive all the Mobius strips, quantum particulates, SHICU implants, and trifold sequencing systems in and around that, and below and around that, and intertangled and intertwined with all of that. Truth, can we destroy and create all that stuff?
Yes, please.
And resend, revoke, can't reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and create, make null, void, vaporize. Good, bad,
You're
red,
getting
wrong, pop,
feedback.
oxys, nines, beyonds. Yes, I know. I'm unable to find it at the moment.
Vaporize it.
Vaporize! Feedback! Vaporize! Yeah.
Vaporize.
So if you are on a phone and you are on a computer, or you have two computers that have audio in them, turn down the audio on one of them because we get this loop through kind of thing. So there's a second kind of booby trap, and this is one that it's like, it's command to kill the person who helps you to remember. So this isn't so much.
I don't want to kill you, Jaden.
Yeah, I know. Oh, no, there's more. Wait till you see these other ones. I'm like, yeah. So it's like, but actually I partially bring this up. It's like, so how much do you not want to get yourself out there or put yourself out there because you have commands like this? Know that other people do too.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, hi there. Because when I first found this, I'm like, yeah, this is why I spent years hiding and not getting myself out there, because people have this shit programmed into their consciousness and they do stupid shit. So how many times have you tried to share something with somebody else and they started to attack you energetically, and
yes.
you knew it was a command like this?
Oh my God.
Oh.
Okay, look at the last one in this list. Destroy the reputation of anyone who helps you deprogram.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Now I watch Gary Douglas. I have gained an immense amount from Gary Douglas and Dane here. And they're out there doing like wow and really putting themselves out there in mainstream. And you start to sit back and you look at what happens behind the scenes and you hear people who are attacking them, violently, energetically attacking them. Are they perfect? Absolutely not. Am I perfect? No. Are you perfect? Well, you are, but
No.
nobody else is.
Not me.
So it's like, but how many people are being triggered and are attacking and trying to take down, destroy the reputation based on little things, nitpicky things that are glitchy in their reality? Like, so there are places where the control system inserts stuff, and the more I become aware of it, I can perceive it in real time and I can stop it. But sometimes I don't. Like, glitches come out through me and I'll voice it, and later I'll tap in and I'll go, you know, that wasn't me, that was manipulation. You know, but sometimes people don't catch it and that stuff comes out, and it happens for all of us. So it's like, where do you find yourself attacking other people based on Wernicke's commands to kill or discredit or destroy the reputation of people who are trying to make you conscious and aware? And everything that all of those are, can we destroy and create all of those?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And vaporize, 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 vaporize. Make null and void, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, pock, shit, splits, nights, beyond. And how brilliant is it of Jaden to actually tell you about this so that later down the road when you bump into some of these, you're like, oh, wait, Jaden talked about this. I shouldn't kill him yet.
Yet.
Thank you.
Dane over you.
Right? So, and I can watch this. Like, there are people who I've had who are clients who, when I get down to core stuff, I would start to trigger this stuff, and I didn't know what it was. So how many people have you been working with who are maybe clients of yours or you are doing processing with, who you get down to their core stuff, and core starts to activate this kind of stuff, and you can feel these people are like, I need to kill you. I'm going to kill you. Like, you can feel that. And what do you do with that? You just back off because you don't know what else to do with that, which is probably a wise thing to do, Bob. But at that point, but as you start, now, if you had awareness of this, you would go in, whether you did it silently to yourself and clear it on their behalf. Like, some people aren't aware enough to go in and have these kind of conversations. So you can go, all the Wernicke's commands that this person has and all the Wernicke's commands that I have about killing the person who helps them to remember, I vaporize all those, or I destroy and create all those. It's like you clear that stuff on behalf of that person or in yourself, and you start to clear space for it, or you introduce that person to Wernicke's commands. You just ask him, how many, you don't have to explain anything. How many Wernicke's commands do you have to kill or attack or discredit people who are going to attempt to make you aware?
Fantastic.
Wow. And because that brought up more stuff, everything that all of that is, can we just try to create and vaporize all that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And vaporize, 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 vaporize. Make null void, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, pock, shit, splits, nights, beyond.
Is that the heart of the fraud patrol?
Yeah, Gary Douglas talks about a thing, fraud patrol, which is you actually seek out healers, and you seek out people who are seeking to bring in these alternative healings and openings, and you discredit and you take them down. You basically do everything in your power to take them down. That's the programming of fraud patrol, and there does feel like there's a connection there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So look at this one then. This is another type of booby trap. Commands that relate to endangering others.
Wow.
Kill another person or harm another person if you start to remember this. Hurt your children, hurt your spouse, hurt your parents if you start to remember this. Wow, feel that. What are all the commands that you have to kill or harm others?
Wow.
Wow. Because like if you're not worried about yourself, you probably might be worried about harming other people. Like the commands are in from all different angles. It starts to show you the consciousness that actually programmed these commands in there. Not only does it understand humans in the way they think and their emotions, but it's willing to use all of it to get what it desires. And we're going to look more. This is a really deep rabbit hole, by the way. I'm just scratching the surface on all this stuff. And people, I've had some people call it or email me and like, you have to do a course on this. So like, if you haven't already seen, I am doing a course on this, and I will introduce that a bit more today. And we will go deeper into all this stuff. As you see this, you can clear it, and it no longer has to affect you anymore. But I wanted to give you on this last big free call, like if I thought, well, if I could give you one thing that would clear the biggest space in your reality, what would that be? And that's Wernicke's commands. And so that's why I'm going here today and giving you this background that you're like, wow, there's something here. And I'm going to clear this. But I want to say that we're just scratching the surface. It goes really deep and it goes really big. And it seems really scary. It's designed to look really scary. But I'm here to tell you it's not really scary. There's an immense amount of illusion, an immense amount of demon stuff and alien stuff and just weird tangly ass stuff that is very clearable. And once you clear it, all there is space, and more of your gifts and capacities, more of your awareness, more of your knowing shows up. But so allow yourself to perceive again any of the commands you have to kill or harm others for any reason. They're programmed into you to kill or harm others. And I can feel, now there are general ones, and then some people might have very specific programming that is military based. That is about harming and killing others. And I'm not necessarily talking about that, though you're welcome to clear that as well. But this is like, if you remember, you'll harm or you'll kill others. So everything that all of any of this is that you're willing to let go of, can we now just decide to choose to vaporize and destroy it all?
Yes.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, vaporize. 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 And I like the cross thing too. Vaporize, I like shoot it in either direction, left and right too. Vaporize. Make no void, good, bad, right, wrong. Pop, pock, shits, was a knife. Beyond?
One question, Jaden.
Yes.
How much does that have to do with the negative thoughts? Like a lot of the times, sometimes I can have negative thoughts for different reasons, and I usually use a bubble to prevent those thoughts. But it does, like I do it on a permanent basis. But it doesn't prevent those thoughts from coming back in the near future.
Right. So it's a deeper topic to actually get in and clear those. But I've come up with a process, a system that seems to work at taking those apart, actually finding those and taking those apart. It's about stripping out the programming. So it's the concept of how many fractures do you have? How many pieces of you that are, say, your gifts and abilities, that are, say, your capacities, that are, say, your awareness, that have gotten through some process that I'm not going to describe here, fractured off into pieces, and then those pieces have been given another identity and another personality, and how many of those pieces are now feeling like beings that are controlling you and sticking voices in your head and trying to tell you what to do and trying to sabotage you.
Because like it can really take your life over, like if you don't learn how to control it. And it's been going on for years. And surprisingly enough, I notice that more in my dreams. I'm more conscious of that in my sleep.
Yeah. So this is the topic is too big to go into, but in the course we're going to go deep into that. That's a core chunk. Is like for me, I noticed what the story I tell, and again, this is just a story that I use to understand. And as soon as I find something that is more expansive than this, I'll use that. But it's like, what if as I'm doing all this clearing, I'm becoming more aware, those fractures that have gotten broken off and may have been programmed and may be working against me start getting closer into my reality, and they start kind of collapsing in on me. And so it feels like my world is collapsing in, but they're pieces of me that are actually coming back home and coming back together again. Feel that. How many pieces of you are coming back home again that have gotten fractured off, broken off, and have gotten programmed into another identity that is working against you?
It's reintegrating, right?
And all the shikyu, stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, and energy fog that's around all of that, can we just try and create it all?
Yes.
Resend, revoke, we can't reclaim, renounce, denounce. Just trying to create, make no void. Vaporize, 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 vaporize. Times a gazillion, make no void, good, bad, right, wrong, papak, schutzpens, and IPNs. Yes?
What I'm getting as well is those pieces have commands as well.
Yes.
So it's not only me working here, clearing these commands. I might have to go there and connect with those pieces and clear them, the commands for them as well.
Yes. So what I noticed is that these commands are like what's up right now. You can have another fracture that is programmed into another personality that seems like it's another being that is hidden, and then as it comes up, all its Wernicke's commands and all its programming is just sitting right there, and it's active in your field.
Wow. Yeah.
And you can bubble that, and you can temporarily make it go away, but it'll ultimately find a way around that, or another something else comes out. Like, how many of those do you have?
A lot.
Yeah. So it's like, this course is about giving you the tools to start really just unraveling that hardcore. I've been exploring with all these different clearing loops and things that I've created to start to automatically and systematically automatically, I just keep it playing 24/7 in the background to start to clear this stuff. And like, I can actually clear enough stuff that I can go for days in just a really light space where nothing collapses in now. And then things will start to collapse in, and then I do clearing, and then I'll clear a space again. So I'm noticing that I'm finally getting to a place where, like, I'll have nothing collapsing in for a while. But that's what actually started this. It's like, how much of your feeling like you're being attacked is actually fractures or alters that are programmed that are coming back home, and all of that programming and all of that fracture and trauma and commands are being activated or being pushed into your system, and it feels like you're being attacked.
Yeah.
Does that feel light for anybody?
Yeah.
Yes.
It is like the shamans talk about this soul, recalling soul, something like that. I don't know exactly the words in English, but they do kind of thing where they call all the pieces of your soul and they bring them back to you. So,
Shamanism?
Like soul retrieval?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, and this is actually the same notion, but like, to me, soul retrieval, and I played with it, but it's like, oh, this is so slow and it takes so long and da-da-da. And
I mean, the concept.
Yeah, but it's the same concept. Or to me, it's a related concept. It's parallel in some way.
It's like defragging. Is it like defragging your computer? You know, when you notice the defrag on your computer and everything starts getting back into one again.
Yeah, you're bringing all those pieces back into one again. Absolutely. Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Jaden?
Somebody, yes.
Yeah, hi, it's Susan.
Hi.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
What I've been listening to the call here, it feels like there's an energetic block right at the crown chakra. Is this a command that I'm not supposed to get a lot of this information? Does that make sense?
Yeah. It didn't feel particularly light when you said that, but I can feel what that is. So Allow yourself to perceive. Hang on, let me see if I want to go down this rabbit hole first.
Okay.
Because it's a whole other topic. Yeah, so I'm just going to open it up and ask it just generically. I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole, but how many magics or technologies do you have installed that block your capacity to be aware and perceive of what's real and true for you?
872.
And expand out and perceive more.
Yeah, thousands.
And expand out and perceive more.
Like thousands and thousands.
Yeah. So, and I'm hoping everybody is doing this, and expand out and perceive all of them.
Yeah.
And everything that all of this is, can we choose to destroy and create all of that?
Yes.
Yes. Rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and create, make null, void, vaporize, 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 vaporize. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, pock, shirts, bows, and nights, beyond. And that, let me pause you for a moment. And that goes into a topic that in this course I want to go into, like, so one of the things that I've noticed that has helped me is to have a mental concept of what's going on. So there are a lot of modalities that teach you not to go into mind and teach you not to go into seeking to understand what's going on. And it is a slippery slope, and it is something that will trap you, can trap you. But there's a natural part of you that has that capacity to understand things. And what if that can work for you? So what I want to do is in this course, I want to show you stories, and they are stories, and they're just different viewpoints in the infinite about what is going on. And as you start to see, like, what's being done around the third eye, what's been installed in the head, I'll show you in this, when we get in the course, there are things that are like right here above the ear that other modalities use to clear, that they call alien implants, that interestingly enough, Access Bars has their finger locations in the same place.
Right.
What is that? So what is that bigger picture going on? And once you become aware of that bigger picture, what if you can see more and you stop making yourself wrong? Once I saw how much manipulation was in my reality and what it looked like, I stopped making me wrong and started to assume this is probably manipulation. And 9 times out of 10, I'm right. It's manipulation, because I'll ask a question, is this manipulation? And whoa, is it light? And I can clear the manipulation. Every so often it's not, but like I now, instead of make me wrong, I start to default to looking to what else is going on here. So like, what if you could stop making you wrong, because you no longer have to live in a closed world that doesn't have enough information to understand what's going on. So part of what I want to do is show you, like, what is that thing that you're talking about? When you pointed to it, I could see it. And it's like, that's a bigger topic I can't go into today. But we want to look at all of those things because, yeah, once you see it, you'll work around it and you'll clear it. You'll find ways to make it go away. And then we share that with other people. And then consciousness expands very rapidly. My interesting point of view.
Thank you.
Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Cool. Yeah.
Can I something too, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael, yeah. So what came up after the first calls, which were excellent and still processing, I asked myself questions like, am I human? Am I alien? And stuff like this. And it came up that parts of me are alien, actually, or whatever. This is the question I get again, the answer I get again and again. So what to do with this kind of stuff? Is this like parts coming back too?
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you for bringing that topic up, because it's a phenomenal topic. So as I've worked to go from being completely taken over by aliens, which is how it felt in my experience of this body. I felt like I was being taken over and attacked. by entities, demons, aliens, but the aliens were the ones that kind of got me the most, is I had to learn what this stuff is and how to untangle it and how to clear it and blah, 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 blah. But what I noticed about, and okay, so that brought up all kinds of interesting things. So everything that brought up, all the shit you stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, and energy fog, everything that's cloaking your awareness of what's going on, can we just try and create all that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Make, null, void, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, akshas, and beyonds, and vaporize, 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 vaporize.
Vaporize.
I've got a question here. How,
Yeah, please, no, please, no, pause. I'm like 3 questions behind, still trying to catch up. So hold that question, please. In terms of like, what do you do with the whole? So I want to look at the alien picture for a moment, because I've alluded to it in other calls, and I've asked questions to start opening that awareness. But where does that go? Like, what's the bigger viewpoint of this? So what if your potency is when you are fully embodied in this body that you're in right here, right now? So what would your life be like if 100% of you was in this body that you're in right here, right now? Feel that.
Wow. Unstoppable.
Yeah. So how much does manipulation or the control system or whatever you want to call it know that, and how much has it done things to get you out of your body? Okay? So all the shit, you stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog around all of that, can we just try and create it all?
Yeah.
Yes. Make, null, void, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, akshas, short, space, and beyonds, and vaporize, 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 vaporize. And so how much of, so another layer of that, let me go in this direction, is so your body is an expression of the consciousness of this planet. It's an extrapolation. It's a piece of this planet. Like, you're embodied into this piece of walking planet, okay? But how much have you been disconnected from the consciousness of the planet? And how much potency would you have if you were reconnected to your full connection with the consciousness of this planet? Ding.
Nice.
Right? And so all the shit, you stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog around all of that, can we just try and create it up?
Yes.
And make, null, void, vaporize, 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 vaporize. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, akshas, but yeah. So let me kind of show you another layer out. It's like, so what if these beings who I'm going to call the control system, that are alien in nature, and alien just means they're not part of the planet. They're not a natural, they're not wired into the planet. They don't have what I call your inalienable soul or inalienable earth seed. Like they don't have this fragment, this piece of the planet that never goes away and is always available to them, that gives them that connection and that potency and that access to all the information that this planet has. And so they need to do things to get it in other ways. So how much, wow, okay, that brought up stuff. So all the shikyu, stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog around all of that, can we just create all that?
Yes.
And vaporize, 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 vaporize. Make, null, void, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, akshas, poison, eyes. Yeah. Let me pause and take a breath here and just let energy settle. So no questions. Please pause. Please stand by. We're experiencing an energetic settling. It's like being in a snowstorm right now. It's like, whoosh. And I'm trying to talk. It's like, ah. So what if there has been a lot of promotion around like raising your vibration, leaving this planet as if this planet is just like the starting place, and the stars and the aliens are actually the graduating.
Wow.
So how much have you taken in this campaign around aliens being better than you are that has caused you to disconnect from your body and disconnect from the consciousness of the planet, that actually give you the potency and the awareness that you require to be whole and be here and do the things you came and desire to do here?
Ooh.
Not me.
You feel that? Notice that. Feel that.
That was Nikki.
And all the shiki, stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, and Wernicke's commands and booby traps have gotten triggered around that, because that triggered a couple things. Can we just choose to destroy and create all that stuff?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Vaporize, 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 vaporize. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, pock, shirts, poison, nights, beyond. Just choose to let all that go.
Jaden?
Yeah.
First thing, can you talk more about the high frequencies or raising your frequency? Is that not that's been really in my awareness a lot lately, and is that something that we don't want to do, or is that, just can you talk more?
Yeah, I will. Thank you. So it's interesting. I was having this problem with aliens, and so I'm researching, like, what do people do who are having an alien problem? Like, how do you get rid of aliens that are invading your reality, right? I was like, okay, you don't find that in the hardware store. Where there's the insects, there's the aliens. Oh, there they are. I want an alien trap, or what, I don't know, whatever. I'm being silly, but so I started digging online, and I found people who created these devices that and I'll talk more about them at another time. If you want, email me and I'll send you links to it. But that were supposedly chasing away aliens, alien busters. And I was like, well, this is really silly, but I'm desperate, so I'll get one of these gadgets. And it worked. And I'm like, okay, so what is this? And what I noticed was it was a very simple electronic circuit that created a pulse at 15 hertz, 14 to 15 hertz. And for those of you who aren't scientific, ignore all this stuff. It's not that important. But it's a frequency. It's a count of frequencies. The planet is currently vibrating at 8 point something hertz. That's its frequency. And what if the planet is increasing its frequency? But what if the range or the scale at which it's increasing its frequency is not huge? What if it's not going from 8 to 6,412,000? What if it's going from 8 to 12, or 8 to 14, or 8 to 16, or 8 to 18, or something like that? And the aliens and the spiritual paradigm, how much is the spiritual paradigm? Raise your frequency, channel aliens, connect to the Palladian star, connect to the central star, raise, tap into these, and you're bringing down these artificial, extraordinarily high frequencies. And I've done all that. And I've gotten so far out of my body that I couldn't actually get back into my body. I had problems processing food because I couldn't get back into my body. I had weird glitchy things with my body because my being was way up here, my body's down here, and the two just didn't seem to get together anymore. And I knew what it felt like when they were both together. So my objective is, how can I bring those back together again? And one of the glitches for me was frequency. So I got this device, and it reminds me to vibrate at a lower frequency, and it brought me closer to my body. Now I found other ways to do that. I found other ways to clear. But so let's go into that as a topic. How much manipulation have you received around raising your frequency so high that it takes you out of range of your body and out of range of the consciousness of the planet?
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a good point on raising your vibration here. It's
Okay,
very.
pause, please. So everything that all of that, we'll come back to it. Everything that all of that is, can we just choose to destroy and create all of that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
vaporize, make null void, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, actions, but not beyond, just let all that stuff go. When I bring up energies, and there are a lot, I want to clear first before I go on to something else. What did you have?
Yeah, saying the raising, the fact that I can raise my vibration is very convenient to get those aliens away. And surprisingly, now I don't know if the demons are aliens. They obviously don't look human. I feel like they're full of hatreds.
They have different energies. Yeah, they have different energies, and there are a lot of. I guess what I want to say, having dug an immense amount into the terrain of consciousness and what's going on and what all those boogeymen are, is I'm in a place where I realized some time ago that my job is to be willing to, if I want to get to where I'm seeking to go, and that's to be conscious and aware, that my job is to look at those boogeymen. And so demon come up in my face, this comes up in my face, that comes up in my face, and I'm like, hi, who are you? And they're like, whoa! And I'm like, oh my, don't we have issues today? And you kind of just go down underneath and see what's going on. And my interesting point of view at this moment is that 99% of what's going on is pure illusion. And see if that feels light to you. That most of what's going on in your reality is pure illusion. Now, I don't mean to diminish any of it, because it's intense shit. However, it is constructed on very sophisticated illusions that I want to show you how to untangle. But there's so much of it that it takes. There's so much of it. So that's why I want to take a 3-month chunk for people who are really, really interested in going there. And I want to take a span of time, and let me shift gears here because I want to show you this. Share screen, and I want to share this screen. So it's how much could we clear if we could spend 3 months, once a week, and actually in some cases multiple times a week, getting together and looking at what are these illusions, distortions, and manipulations, and how can we bring all of your potency back in again.
Yes.
And so where I'd like to go, and I wanted the whole point of this call is to show you what is possible, because most people don't have a sense of what is actually possible here. And having played in this, I get a sense of that. And I want to show you what I know, and I want to get together a group that can share what you know. Because how much do you know that if we got together as a group, we could start to create a space where we could start to share what we know together, not mentally, energetically. There are codes and keys and information that all of us have that if we shared them, we could just assist each other dramatically in unplugging from things. So here are the focuses that I'd like to do is build a greater communion with your body. How many people feel like they're disconnected from their body?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Okay. How many people feel like you're disconnected from the planet?
Yep.
I do.
Not so much.
Okay, cool. So I'd like the body and the planet to me are a package deal. I've learned that those are very tightly connected. And as I work with both of them, I want to build a greater communion between you and your body, because that's where my potency has come in the most. When I'm in my body and I'm in communion with my body, my potency is like, woo, don't get in my way. Don't get in my way. And just shit doesn't come up anymore. It doesn't mean I'm always in that space. I go down the rabbit hole and I get into, but I don't go down there as much anymore. And I don't go down, there's just not as much down to go to anymore because I've cleared so much of it. Second thing is deep receiving. How many of you feel like there's something blocking your receiving?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've noticed that having worked with so many people, I've been able to perceive those things, and I've actually gotten, I'll show you down below later, a whole other program. Somebody's tickety typing there if you want to mute yourself. I want to I want to take you to a place where you can master receiving. What if you can get to a space where you can ask and you automatically know you're going to receive whatever you've asked for?
Awesome.
Hands down, automatically. That's the space I've gotten to. Like, I get it. I get it. I get it. I know how to ask, and I know how to receive, and I know how that system works, and I know how to guide you there. And I want to take you there. Like, I call that the mother skill. Like, if you know receiving, like, I learned that first, and I'm going to give you these exercises I've got, like, that I developed for me to get me into receiving. Like, what would your life look like if you had access to your full receiving? Feel that.
Ooh.
What would your life be like if you had access to your full receiving?
Awesome.
Wow. And all the shiki, stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog around that, can we destroy and create it all?
Yes.
Yeah, make null, void, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, action, and beyond, vaporize, 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 vaporize. So we're going to spend multiple calls on that because I want you to master that. That's when you start to really get into your personal connection to your the information that's specifically for you, your gifts, your abilities, what you came here to do. That comes through your receiving channels, and that's probably been blocked. Like, how many Wernicke's commands do you have that are blocking your receiving of what you're here to do? Wow. You don't think that they want to stop you from doing any of those things, do you? No. So all the Wernicke's commands around that, can we destroy and create all those?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vaporize, 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 vaporize. So I want to untangle issues around food and eating. There's a lot of confusion around all the body stuff. And I want to show you how to untangle that stuff and look at it in a different way. Because it can take you down these rabbit holes that just don't get you anywhere. Step more into your gifts and capacities, understand the larger picture and your role in it. Give you more control over quieting your mind. So how many of you have a mind that just kind of goes and drags you places?
Yeah.
That has a tendency to happen.
Yeah. So I want to show you, I want to show you tricks that go beyond anything that I've ever heard anywhere else, and open up a playground where we can start sharing what we know about it. And I want to show you what I call it the mind matrix, what that mind matrix is and why it's there and what it's doing, and how it's interconnected and where it's seeking to go. Like, that information is out there, and I want to show you a viewpoint about that. And is it real and is it true? From some perspective, yeah. But as you start to see it, you no longer identify with it as you can start to see what is that mind, that mechanistic artificial intelligence mind that's running, and what is your natural mind. And you can start to separate that and take the other one offline. So releasing patterns of manipulation, victimhood, reclaiming more of your potency and life forces. I've learned these different tools and exercises, and as you work with me, do you notice as you engage this stuff, do you feel more powerful and potent as you engage these calls?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've learned these tricks that cause you to go more into your potency. And I want to take you into those. And there are these patterns that are very simple. Like, for instance, I'll say, do you choose to destroy and create it? Have you heard me say that? Do you choose to destroy and create it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what if just saying that, have you bumped in, how many of you bumped into something where it's like, well, I want to destroy and uncreate that, but I can't? Like you feel like there's something that won't let you.
Yes.
Have you ever experienced that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So what if that stuff, when you bump into that, you say, I choose to destroy and create it. You're saying, I have no clue how I'm going to do this. I'm just choosing it. What if that overpowers that, whatever those controls are? I'm actually going to teach you what those controls are so you can actually see what they are. You can see the Wernicke's commands, the booby traps, the demon core, all these different interesting constructs that are down there. But yeah, and that brought up some interesting things. So all the Shiki, stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog around all this stuff that we've engaged so far here today. Can we just choose to destroy and create all that stuff?
Yes.
Yes.
Make null void, vaporize, 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 vaporize. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, oxide. Yeah. So I want to take you into new tools for clearing anything. Like as I go through this, I bump into all kinds of things. And I've had to develop all these very different kinds of tools for clearing things. And so I'll just give you those things because they're so valuable. Releasing judgments of body and self, as you see what's going on, you just naturally do that. Strategies to get back to you consistently. I want to actually engage you in a program that every day gets you back to you, and tools that every day bring you back to you. And the more you do that, the more you naturally just anchor in a space of you in a way that you've maybe never done that before, and you become the author of your life again. So that's where I want to go. But I do want to say that this is not for everybody. If there are some people who engage these materials and they're like, oh my God, this is intense. If that's you, then this probably isn't so much for you. Maybe it is, maybe it's not, it depends. You could have like commands that are going, no, this is bad, this is intense for us, we're going to die, and they'll push you away. But if you most of the people who this program is for, you're just done with life being the way it was. And you're gonna do, so how many people who are here feel like you're willing to do whatever it takes to change things to get to where you know you want to go?
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. So that's, hi Carol, you can turn your video off there. So I'm going to turn your video off. So let me mute somebody here. Okay, Carol, I'm going to mute you there. So so it's that, I noticed that do whatever it takes. Once you have that, you're on your way to unplugging from the matrix. It's just a matter of time. Once you're in that energy, it's just a matter of time. All you need are the tools to get you there, and you're going to automatically find those anyway. Like, it's just a matter of time. So the other component is, if you feel like I can't wait anymore, I am not going to wait, this program is for you. If you're feeling like, yeah, my life is not too bad, I could wait a little longer, then this may not be time to engage these materials. So this is kind of redundant. Strategies for reconnecting to you, unplugging from manipulation, troubleshooting and understanding body issues, communing with the body and the planet, getting your quiet mind back, yes. Because once you unplug, like, the mind is just quiet. Like, what if that's your natural state? The mind doesn't naturally jabber. It's just quiet, and you can actually get back to that. Stepping into really choosing for you. This would be a strong focus. Like, how much conditioning and programming do you have to choose for the control system, or to choose for the matrix? Perceive that. What is all the programming that you have to choose for other beings other than you?
Yeah.
Wow. Feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, oh. So everything that all of that is, can we just choose to destroy and create all that?
Yes.
Yes.
make null void, vaporize, 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 vaporize. Because people go like, well, why do I sabotage myself? It's like, well, you're programmed to do that. Like you're choosing against you. You're not batting for your team. You're not choosing what would work for you. You've got programs and conditioning that is choosing for everything else that is not you. And the more that you clear that stuff, the more you have space in your reality. So somebody has a television on in the background, and let me see if I can find that. Oh, there you go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Whew.
Yeah. Thank you.
Now, could you feel those energies that just turned off when that television went away?
Yes.
Yes.
So that, do you get that was more than just the sound? That there are frequencies that are broadcast that are like bombardment frequencies?
Yeah.
So how many? Yeah. So if you.
And there it goes again.
Manipulation.
So, yeah. So whoever's got a radio or television on in the background, could you mute yourself, please? Because what that does is there's bombardment. Like, do you notice once you learn to disconnect? Like, I sold my television a long time ago. I don't have cable. I don't do that. I'll watch movies from time to time, very, very specific movies, and I'll share some movies in this course with you that are designed to expand your consciousness. But like, how many movies and how much television, how much radio has frequencies embedded in it to bombard you with control system stuff?
Oh yeah,
Wow.
Jaden, that fear porn you talked about.
Yeah, yeah. And so all the shit, stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog around all of that, can we just try and create all that?
Yes.
Yes.
Make null void, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, action, but beyond, vaporize, 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 vaporize.
Would that have any link with this? So you know what you can people. There's a system where you can pass a message or a song, but you'll pass it backwards, and surprisingly, the brain registers it.
The consciousness has amazing capacities. Yeah, like if you can pick stuff up backwards, do you think you can pick it up in other ways?
No.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's like reading. You have some text is spread out in a specific way on Facebook, for example, in their pictures, and your mind will pick it up even though it's not spelled in the proper way.
Yes. Yes. You'll automatically put the words in that belong there. Yeah. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yes. They've studied this stuff at a very, they're very good at it. Let me just say that. They're very good at it. And the more aware you become, the more immune to it you become. That's my interesting point of view. And that's where I'd like to take people. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to spend 12 weeks, 12 calls. They're just like what we've done here. 2-hour calls. We go into a topic. I take you through. The other thing that's different is I do question and answer, and I do a lot of personal stuff. And I'll do this at the end of the call. I'll spend time and just do question and answer with you, and you just bring up stuff, and we'll just unravel stuff. I'm a bit more interactive on the actual calls, but I want to take you into a deep level with these materials to the point where at the end of this course, you can see things you've never seen before, and you can use your knowing to just keep unplugging from and working around stuff. And I want to give you a big enough picture that you get it in a way that you can't not get it anymore. Like, to me, this is like my inner core. When I ask, where does Jaden want to go in terms of how I interact with people? I want to teach people how to unplug from the matrix permanently, totally. That's where I'm going. That's my play. That's what I love to do. And I have a sneaky suspicion that a lot of you like to do that too. Does that feel true?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of thought so. Like, what if we all have pieces to this big puzzle? And as we get clear, we can share it with other people. And like, it's a no-brainer. Once you start to see how much this is a house of cards, you start to see how easy it is to actually take apart. It's actually not as solid as it looks. There's an immense amount of illusion. So I want to give you clearing loops. I want to give you, have any of you heard any of my loops that sound like 1,000 different voices and it's all just kind of gibberish, all talking over each other?
Yes.
Okay, so I've, over the years now, perfected that, or I keep perfecting that even more. I found ways of layering it to amplify the potency and the speed at which things clear, to the point now where I've gotten some recordings that are actually too intense to use. They come with a warning that don't use these for too long because they're a little strong. And on this course, I'm going to expose you to, or give you access to, I'm going to give you access to those recordings where they'll actually, I've had people who are like, you know, I started to see behind the veil. I started to have like memories of what was actually going on in my childhood. I started to see through the illusions of things, and like it really starts to go places. I've had to learn to tune it down, which blew my mind. I'm like, whoa, okay, I've gotten there. Okay, cool. Let's tune it down. So I now have like strong, medium, and mild of some clearing tracks because they're too intense. So I want to give you access to those, and I have tons of those for clearing all kinds of different things. I just recorded some last night that are just like, whoa, I love it, love it, love it, love it. So PDF booklets. How many of you have downloaded the PDF that I gave you that was next to the videos, that was on either side of the video?
Yeah.
Yes, I have, yeah.
Yeah. What did you think of that?
Amazing.
Amazing? What else?
Yeah.
A lot of information.
Yeah. So after I started clearing, I started to get all these awarenesses, and like I'll write it. Here's a little Post-it note. I'll write it on a little Post-it note, and then I'll come in and I'll type it into a document. So I collect them, or I Post-it notes. I started losing Post-it notes. I'm like, no, I want to put it together. So that booklet is one of 3 or 4 or 5, and they just keep going. Where I just keep getting these awarenesses and putting it in there, and you can go back to those and read them, or like intuitively just kind of jump to a certain page, and like, wow, it just blows your reality open, and you see things that you haven't seen before. Once you clear your unwillingness to see what's going on, you start to see all kinds of stuff and how to get out of it. It's like it's all right there. Nothing is really hidden. It's just slightly inaccessible, and you start to open to it. So I want to share all that stuff with you. Printouts, I make all these tools, and so here's my most recent one. It's a lot. This is my master one for clearing fractures and alters, and I'm constantly tweaking of that. And I give it to you to print out, and if you print it on like cardstock, you have cards that you can look at, because when you get toasted, like, do you remember any of these clearings?
No.
I don't. No, I don't. That's what these cards are for. It's like I just pull out a card and I'm like, okay, I can just read the stuff on the card and I can clear, and then I can get back to my awareness and I can get back to my clearing. So I give you cards that do all that kind of stuff that you print out. Bonus calls with surprise topics, and I can't tell you what they are because it's a surprise, right? But I was just telling you, they're really, really cool. I want to give you a book that blew my world open. I'm going to give you a lot of resources in this course that blew my world open, and they may or may not blow your world open, but they might. A guy by the name of George Kabaslis, he's got this audio book that I'm going to actually purchase from him and gift to you, that is going to show you he had this experience of being taken out by his space family and shown the universe, including the control system. And he talks about what it looks like and how it functions and how it operates. So if you're not going to take this course, you might want to look into that book. I strongly suggest that book. If you are going to take it, you're going to get it free. So don't worry about it. We have a Facebook community where we all get together to share. How many of you have been on a program with me before where we have a Facebook you've been on my Facebook community.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have.
Do you, what is that community like for you?
Awesome.
Yeah,
Like,
that's great.
Expansive.
Yeah.
Supportive.
Yeah. It's this awesome place where we all get together and we all share stuff together. And we ask questions and we bring all this cool shit that we find. Like you find cool stuff all the time. We share, it's a place to share that with people who are all playing in the same topic. Wow, the stuff that site does is just amazing. And surprising gifts along the ways. So bonuses, this is a call. Ask and always receive. It's a call. It's not recorded yet, but I've got the material already. And this call is just like, whoa. Like, what if you could ask and always receive? Like, you ask the universe for something, and you know you're going to receive, and you just get it. You always receive. I want to show you how to get there, and I want to clear what's in the way of that. You'll never guess. Are there Nikki's commands that are blocking your receiving?
Yes.
No,
No, they would never do that. Like, we wouldn't do that. No. So, but this call is going to it's going to give you tools and it's going to give you resources, and we're going to clear. And that might be multiple calls. I don't know, but we'll do that. Understanding clearing hidden manipulation. We've talked a lot about that because I really wanted to open that topic up to you. We're going to go deeper into that. Manipulated relationships. How many of you had relationships that started off at love at first sight and you were just so enraptured with each other, and then it was the purest hell and struggle and raw after that? Anybody have one of those?
No, not at all.
No, it was just me. Okay, good. I'm glad somebody else had one of those. Okay, so what if you can have manipulated relationships too? What if you have orchestrated manipulations of relationships? Allow yourself to perceive all of the orchestrated manipulations of relationships that you've had. Wow.
I'm family.
And all the shit you stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog around all of that. Can we destroy and create all that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make no boy, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, pock, shirts, poison, nights, beyonds, vaporize, 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 vaporize. And so I want to spend some time talking about what that looks like, because once you see it, you don't step into the doo-doo anymore. You see it for what it is now. And I've learned tools in clearing this because I was done with this. I was totally done with this, and I learned how to clear that. So, yeah, I'm going to share all that stuff with you. So, and for those of you who are on this course, I'm doing my very first live event in Adelaide, Australia, in October of this year. 5 days live with Jaden Fox. In the Adelaide Hills. It's beautiful resort. We didn't totally have the venue down, but we're that close to having the venue down. Corinna, do we have the venue?
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's just looking really good. So, thank you. So what I want to do is I want to give you a path. Like, once you've done this course, like, you are so ready to completely step into your magic and your potency. And this course is focused around that. And so this is like the next step, and it's live. And I also want to take you in a place where we've all been doing stuff that's mental. I want to introduce to you in this event body-centered activities. I want to introduce you to these other movement practices that clear the way we're clearing mentally and consciously. They clear through your body. They clear through the other way. So we're clearing through the consciousness and through the mental, and then these movement modalities clear through the body, and you meet somewhere in between, and it's like, whoa, what you can get through and where you go in 5 days is just off the charts, absolutely off the charts. And I want to give you a $400 coupon for that, because who you are is more valuable to me now, because like, you're so much further ahead. Like, I want you to be part of that course because you are so ready for it. So I want to give you a $400 off that course. You'll get that coupon. So are there questions on that or any of the stuff I've shared so far?
Cue the crickets.
Cue the crickets. Quick. Cool. So today only, and for those of you who are on the other call that I didn't release, and I apologize for doing that, but for those of you who were on that call, was that call intense?
Oh, yes.
It was a little too intense. I just couldn't share it. I had to do a lot of my magic to support people who listened to that call, and it was a little bit draining on me. And I'm like, I'm not doing that anymore. So
I loved it. Thank you.
But for those of you, so I had to extend the bonus. But so basically, I have these bonuses that are going to expire 24 hours from now, or almost 24 hours from now. Look at that, it's so cute. Unlocking your money. So, Truth, do you have any manipulation around your money?
Oh, wow.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, right? So, I've got two programs. One is my money program, and it's actually the second one down here. Creating Money Your Way. It's actually 9 modules. It's 18. It's about 20 hours worth of recordings that grab these very unusual things, because I'm an unusual character and I grab unusual things, including control system stuff. This is where I started to dig into the control system and find that there's an overlay in the financial system that is like laid on top of the entire planet like a net that grabs everyone and everything into this money tangle. Do you ever feel like you're kind of caught in a net around money?
Never.
Yeah, well, you are. And that program there's the module 7 in there, clears that, and I talked about it in call 1, but I want to give you that because that's so valuable for people, and people who've already bought in and have started reading this bonus or listening to this bonus are like, wow. So like, I want to just give that to you. So if you sign up within the next 24 hours, basically, in the next day, I will just give you that whole program. You don't have to pay for it. If you already bought that for me, by the way, I'll also refund your money from it. If you recently bought that, like in the last month or 2, you recently bought that program for me, I will refund your money because here I'm giving it to you again, and then you wouldn't get a bonus. So I'll refund your money for that. So, and then there's a new program that I'm going to record, Unlocking Your Money. And this is hardcore, so this will come a little bit later. And this is clearing loops and call 1 or 2 calls. It'll probably end up being 2 calls that are going to absolutely clear what's in your way of prosperity. What I want to say is that once I got clear of this shit, it just gets easy. It just gets easy. It's you showing up as you and clearing the crap, and everything just starts to get easy. The money stuff is just not an issue because you see your value, you stand in your value, and you're not afraid to ask for what your value is. Like the value of this course. Like I couldn't, a year ago, I could not have said, I'm going to put together a course that is worth $3,000. Like I should be charging $2,000 for this course. Easily, I could get people to pay $2,000 for this course. Like you can feel the value of where this course is going, can't you? Just in the free stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's just in like 3 calls, right? Now imagine 12, 13, 14, there might be 15 calls.
Yeah.
Spread out over 12 weeks. I wonder what that would do, right?
Nothing.
It's like I have no difficulty now standing in my value and standing in and asking for that because I've just cleared all that stuff. And also, how much was I holding back before? I found I was holding back because, well, I can't be too powerful. I can't be too potent. Any of you had that story? Like, I can't be too powerful. Do you ever hear yourself say that?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That, like you're holding that you're holding back. So I noticed I was doing these programs like I'm trying to clear and I was holding back. Part of those were Nikki's commands and all this other stuff that I didn't understand at that time, and that was cool. I understand it now. But it's like once you get that, like you don't hold yourself back anymore. So I want to give that to you. for over 60% off if you buy today. Actually, this will be the price regardless. I'm not going to raise the price like other people. I just don't like doing that. So I'm going to take away the bonuses. You got 24 hours to get these bonuses here if you sign up. Because like if you take action now, I realize some of this is hard. Like how much programming do you have that blocks your money stuff? Mm-hmm. And how much is the control system going, no, we can't afford this. No, do you know how much money, $347 is a month? That's a lot of money. Like, oh my God, this is a lot of money. And then it's funny, people that I've worked with in clearing this, they're like, yeah, $347 a month isn't really, like I can do that. Like, where am I, what was I thinking? Manipulation. So notice that, like, manipulation is going to want to jump in on this. So I want to support you by going, look, I'm going to handle your money stuff if you sign up in the next day. So I want to support you in taking action, even though it's like, that's the design of this, to support you in taking action. That's all it is. So, so that's the payment. You can do 3 monthly installments or 1 full pay. Bonuses go away. Frequent questions. When does the course start? It starts next Saturday. And yay! How many people are on the call who are already signed up?
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Can't wait.
There's something about it. Once you sign up, once you make the commitment, things start to shift. Has anybody else noticed that just signing up, things started shifting?
Yes.
Totally.
Yes.
Pretty intense sometimes.
Yeah. And so what you want to do is, if it's too intense, ask, and email me if it gets intense. I'll send you these recordings. What simple ease is now possible?
Yeah.
And I have a loop that does simple ease. So I need it for me. Like, oh my God, did I need simple ease? So, so these are the dates. It basically goes to the last week in August. You do not have to be live on the call. You get the recordings. You get the video recordings. You get audio downloads, so you can listen to them as many times as you want. You can loop it. You can. I'm also going to give you a loop. Some people, like when they listen to these calls, they blur out, they like go away or they fall asleep. I'll give you a loop to clear that because they're, oddly enough, booby traps. And we're Nikki's commands that put you to sleep. And we'll show you how to take all that apart. The calls are going to be at the same time as this call is. Okay, the call we had today. So this call is not for you, serious, not for you, if you're not sure if you're ready to change your life. If you're not sure if it's time, this call is not for you. This is for people who are sure. If you feel you are not ready to do what it takes, not for you. If you feel somewhat comfortable where you are and your life sort of works, call's not for you. It's just a timing thing. It doesn't mean that you don't have any of these things. It doesn't mean this is not an issue. It's like now isn't the time for you. Maybe it's easier for you to grab the materials later, whatever. Don't analyze it. Just if you feel comfortable where you are now, this call isn't right for you. If you have money stuff being triggered, ask this question: is manipulation using money to control me? So feel that. Feel it. Is manipulation using money to control you?
Yes.
Yeah. So allow yourself to perceive everything that manipulation is using around money to control you. And expand out and perceive more. And expand out and perceive all of that. And everything that all of that is, can we just try and create all of that?
Yes.
Send, evoke, can't reclaim, renounce, just trying to create, vaporize. Make null, void, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, action, right, balance. Wow. And another question to ask yourself: if money was no object, would you take this course?
Yeah.
And if you get a, then okay, maybe this isn't for you. If you get a like, of course I would, then maybe there's some manipulation going on in there. right? And another thing to ask yourself, a serious question is, will this course change your financial capacity or your financial reality? Right? So feel that. So will this course change your financial reality or your financial capacity?
Yes.
Does that feel light to you?
Yes. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's another thing. It's like there are times where like you might be willing to invest in something even before like I know like I was paying out of savings for years. My savings is dwindling down and dwindling down and dwindling down, and I'm buying courses, but I knew it was going to get me somewhere. I knew it was going to get me somewhere, and it did. So if you know that it's going to get you somewhere, it's an investment. If you don't think it's going to get you somewhere, not for you. On this page, and I'm going to send you a link for this page here. There's Sheila. Hi, Sheila. Everybody say hi to Sheila.
Hi, Sheila.
These are
Hi, all.
hi.
Hi.
These are testimonials from people who've worked with me before, and like you get it. Like if you're on this call, like you get it. You either align with it or you don't align with it. It's like it's pretty straight up. So for those of you who are on the webinar, I've pasted the link to the page that we've been looking at here, the page for this 3-month program, and you can just click on it and it will take you to that page, and you could sign up there anywhere in the next 24 hours, and you'll get all the money programs. If you're on the telephone, I'll give you the address for that. And actually, I'll send it out in the email too, but it's outcreating.jaden-fox.month-adventure. And that will take you to this webpage, and you can sign up. But again, I will send everybody a link after that. So that is that. Are there any questions on any of that?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any questions on the course? And then I'm just going to move into general question and answer.
Where can you remember the subject I brought up with regards to the parts, different parts that became entities, and the negative thoughts? Where can I get a comprehensive course on that?
Where can you get what?
Yeah, I'd mentioned during the call that there was this story where you had the negative thoughts coming in and you had to block them out and completely. You said it was a different topic. Do you have any information on that? Or where can I find that?
I'm not totally clear on what you're asking for.
He had asked if you had a comprehensive course on it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what this course is. That's what this 3-month course is.
Okay, yeah. I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not recorded yet. We're doing it live.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing it live.
And what am I looking at financially?
You are looking at either one pay price of $997 for the full price, or 3 payments of $347.
Okay. Right. I'll look into it.
Cool. Questions? And I just want to address, like, I'm feeling the energy. So all the energies that are up, just whatever they are, because we're all triggered by different things as we go through, especially we go through a sales call, a sales like money thing. So allow yourself to notice what's up for you, what got triggered in anything we've talked about today. Wow. And all the shiki, stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog around all of that, and all of the Wernicke's commands around any and all of that. Wow. And all of the booby traps around all of that. Wow. Can we just choose to destroy and create all of that?
Yes.
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 Wow. I'm just gonna do that. My and vaporize. Make null, void, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, box, shorts, buzzes, and nines. Beyond. I tracked all that, and I'm like, ooh. Wow, that's so cool. Yeah.
You talked about the Winnicke's commands. Then you also talked about the booby traps. Do we have to clear those separately, or add them to the Winnicke's commands, or are they just part of the Winnicke's commands?
To me, they're part. But it's like whatever works for you. Sometimes I'll grab the frequency of a booby trap because I can feel it's like a trigger. So booby traps are Wernicke's commands with a trigger. So like, if you remember, do this. If you tell somebody about this, do that. So they're basically just Wernicke's commands with a trigger. You can grab them, whatever. It's really your awareness that grabs it. So use whatever supports you in grabbing the most.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah. And yeah, go for it.
I just spent more money having my brakes done on my car, and you're going to take the brakes off me. Thank you.
I love it. Now, wouldn't it be cool if we could take them off of you and put them on your car?
Woo!
What else is possible, right? I have Wernicke's brakes on my car now. They work really, really well. Cool. Cool. So I'm noticing an energy. I'm just kind of tracking energies in the group. I want to leave you by the end of the call in a clear space. So I'm noticing what Gary Douglas's work of distractor implants. So allow yourself to perceive all of the distractor implants, all of the Mobius strips, quantum particulates, SHICU implants, trifold sequencing system, and everything under and around that, and below and around that, and intertangled and intertwined and interlocked with all of that across all time, space, dimensions, realities, bodies, domains, parallels, dimensions, beyond. And everything that all of those are, can we just choose, it's just a choice, can we just choose to destroy and create all that shit right here, right now?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yes. Say, I choose that.
I choose that.
I choose that. And vaporize. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Vaporize. 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 Resend, revoke, or can't reclaim, renounce, denounce. Just trying to create, make null void. It's a sovereign being, free will universe times a godzillion. Make null void. Good, bad, right, wrong. Pop actions. But I beyond and vaporize. I have the big picture of me now on the screen. It's like,
They're just, thank you so much for that. That's just wonderful.
Cool. You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Yeah. Other questions?
I have a general question.
Sure.
Okay. When you talk about all the stuff that you're getting through the TV, can you just block all that stuff out and still watch TV and enjoy some nonsense? You know what I mean?
I haven't figured out a way to do that. I have to honestly say, I don't try. I don't care. I have no interest in it personally, so that's not something I have any tools on. Is it possible? I'm absolutely sure it is. Like, if you were aware of what all this are you do you get the concept of carrier waves? Does that mean anything to you?
Yes.
Okay. So what you can do is start looking for what's in the carrier waves. I'm aware of those, and all the subcarrier harmonics that are operating there. Wow. Wow, feel that. Okay, so that's the place to start poking. And there are video ones. There are now video, and the older ones are different than the newer ones. The new digital ones are more subtle, and they're operating in layers I haven't analyzed because I don't know if I've ever watched digital television. Like, how weird is that? I've watched the old style television way back when, but I haven't analyzed what's in there, but just to allow yourself to be aware of what is all the manipulation that's occurring here, clear what's blocking it, and then become aware of it. And the more you become aware of it, you'll clear it. And just keep asking, what else is manipulating me here? And notice you can have stuff that manipulates you across not only frequency bands, but across time bands, across dimensional bands, across, I don't have a word for that. There's all kinds of other cool stuff that they use. So just keep asking lots of big questions and you'll grab it. So I would say it's possible, yes.
Okay.
Other questions? Anything you like.
So at the end of the course, I guess, are we still going to have Wernicke's commands, or are we going to actually be able to get rid of them all forever? You know what I mean? Is that,
yeah, forever. Forever. But they come in layers.
Yeah.
So, like, there's ones that have just been kind of in your face forever. Like, some of those, as you clear them. But once you understand what the constructs are, that's one of the big gifts that I got from Gary Douglas is he's looking at what the constructs are. And my mind happens to be wired that way. I look at what the systems are. So he's looking at what the components are. I want to know what the system is. So I'm looking at the components and the system. That's how I'm wired to perceive things personally. So what I've done is looked at, like, when you know Wernicke's commands and what the system is as a control structure, you can take out a larger chunk of it than just hacking out Wernicke's commands as they come up in your face.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Perfect.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I'm going to go big, and I'm going to show you my world, how I perceive. I didn't know I perceived things any different. I assumed everybody could see the world this way. I presumed everybody could see the structures and the interconnections and the layers, and some people can, some people can't. But as I explain to people how I see things connected, people are like, wow, I didn't see that. So I just started sharing it with people, and it's blowing their world open. I'm like, wow, okay, so I guess this does stuff. Cool. Okay. It's just how I play. It's just like, this really literally is for me my play. Like, I just like to see, like, how does that work? What makes, how is the mind matrix, how is the control system using the moon and using Saturn and using cell towers and using television broadcasting and using the resonance harmonics of the planet to control my mind? How is it doing that? Like, I'm curious about that. So I start looking at what are those pieces and what other pieces are in there and what else are they doing? And so all the Shikyu, stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness you have around any and all of that stuff, can we destroy and create it all?
Yes.
Yes. Make null void. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, extras, but beyonds, vaporize, 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 vaporize.
So can you maybe run a clearing around the mind and intellectuality and have like the sound, not just spirituality, but spirituality of the body as well?
Okay, so did you say duality? You're very hard to hear. Is it sexuality or duality, did you say, or another word?
Intellectuality.
Intellectuality. Yes. Yes.
Maybe also sexuality.
Yeah. So let me see what lights up here. I don't want to, I'm being careful not to get into too much new content because I can just get carried away. I mean, you've never noticed that, have you?
Never. You don't do that.
So I'm just kind of tapping into your reality and seeing what's going on. So the first thing that comes out for me is librarian. So Truth, how many commitments do you have? This is for everybody. Truth, how many commitments to being a librarian of the information, a collector and a cataloger and a storer of information do you have? How many agreements do you have that bind you to that job or that task?
Oh, wow.
And allow yourself to perceive all of the stacks and rows and libraries and buildings that you have stored in your consciousness on planet and off planet. How many off planet storage places do you have for information that you access and use?
Whoa.
How many entire universes do you have stored away with intellectual content that you are in charge of or librarying it? Okay, that's more specific. Not as many people have that, but I wanted to give you something specific. So all the shiki, stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog around all that, can we just try and create it all?
Yes.
Yes. Make, null, void, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, action, beyond, vaporized, 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 vaporized. And allow yourself to perceive all of the oaths, vows, commitments. So let me explain first. And the other thing I do is I your mind is, what if your mind could be your friend? And what if you could retrain your mind to work with you? Like the control system has trained your mind to work against you. I want to change that. Like my mind is my friend and it supports me. And so I can give you just enough pieces that your mind can start to grab things and work with things and work with you, for you, not against you. So I want to convert your mind into your friend instead of into this enemy that you have to strangle to the floor, nail down, and shut up. Like, what if it can work with you and for you on your behalf? Okay, so what I would give your mind is, what if you have been, what are all the manipulations that you have to put you in charge of mental information and stuff that are actually lies to an infinite being? Like, as an infinite being, everything, you could see all information and all things from all vantage points. And from some vantage points, certain information is true, and I could look at it from this side, and that same truth is now a lie. So how many places is information inserted in your consciousness, or are you storing it in such a way that it's true and it's locking you down because it's true, and it's not letting you be the infinite being because you have to view it from that truth? Right there. You got it. Feel that. Feel that lockdown?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. So that's where being a librarian and storing information locks down an infinite being. Because as an infinite being, you bounce around. And sometimes this is true, and sometimes that same thing is a lie, and sometimes that same thing is good, and sometimes that same thing is bad, and some blah, blah, blah. You get it. Okay. So everywhere that you have taken on viewpoints that are locking you down and preventing you from being an infinite being, and all the oaths, vows, commitments, fealties, agreements, bonded contracts that you have around all of that, and all the divine agreements, golden agreements, billion-year agreements, all the signatories, all the binds, double binds, triple binds, quadruple binds to infinitum, and all the auto-install, auto-reinstall, auto-update, auto-backup systems, technologies, and magics. Can we just try and create all of that stuff? Yes. Do you choose it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Rescind, revoke, we can't reclaim, renounce, announce. Just trying to create, make, null, and void, vaporize, 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 vaporize. Make, null, and void, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, akshras, but nights beyonds, vaporize. And just choose to let that go. Don't grab it. Just choose to let it go.
Wow.
Bye-bye.
There you go.
Hey, Jaden,
Yes.
I just got that there's a lot of stuff, what I would now call clutter in my house and in my space that is doing the same thing. You know what I mean? It's the same, holding on to whatever because that's some kind of, or, you know, you need that or whatever. Wow.
Yeah.
I just want to clutter everything.
Yeah.
My mind, my brain, my house, my everything, my body, everything.
And there's a whole module that I'm going to give you that's around sleep, because it's amazing the number of things that I had to untangle for my ability to sleep easily. And one of them is stuff. It's like, what if everything talks? Everything, like every object laying around has a story to it, and it talks. It tells. So this pen tells a story of where it's been and the energies it's seen and all the different emotions it's experienced while I'm holding on to it. And what if every object that you have in your house has a story and has consciousness in it, and it's constantly trying to bring you back to that story and what it knows and its little reality. So the more stuff you have, especially where you sleep, which is kind of what my subtopic was, that stuff is constantly chattering all night long.
So there are benefits to being homeless.
There totally can be. I've been homeless, and there are total benefits to that. But I've learned how to bring the best of all worlds together and have a home and live like I'm homeless. The freedom of homelessness. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Yes, I was. Yeah. Thank you.
Will this be helpful with lucid dreaming and astral projection and exploring different realities, so to speak?
Mm-hmm.
If you mention sleep.
Yeah. And did you have a question about that, or you're just kind of sharing that?
No, it feels like that, because I'm interested in this. Yet I have I did like hardcore for like 10 years ago, and then I got like blocked in different avenues. So it was very cool. It started me on the path, and for some reason, I'm sabotaging myself since quite some time and kind of getting weird dreams and like very survival stuff going on sometimes and whatever.
So I would argue that what if, especially everybody on this call, anybody who's exploring with being an infinite being, you automatically do that stuff all the time. Automatically. What if a lot of our problems are not about trying to do that? While we may not be cognizant of it, I can actually show you how to perceive what that stuff is. But it's like, what if your problem is it's gotten to the point where it's automatic and you don't have control of it more, and you're now spending a lot of time out of your body going to other places? Feel that?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So to me, the problem is not how can I get out there and explore the universe, like as an infinite being. Like, what if we're doing that constantly? We have Wernicke's commands that don't let us perceive that. Oops. Okay. But it's like, what if what we're doing by focusing on that is keeping ourselves out of our body rather than allowing ourselves to be fully embodied, fully connected to the consciousness of the planet, and fully aware of all of the infinite, all at the same time. Like, we're doing an and. We're not doing, like, those paradigms are set up as we're doing this or that. What if we can do all of it? What if there's a way of doing all of that simultaneously?
Yes.
Cool.
Hi, Jaden.
Cool.
And can we receive that?
Yeah.
Right now.
So allow yourself to receive that. Just choose to receive that. Even if you don't know how, just say, I choose to receive that.
I choose
to receive that.
Okay. And just now be in a space of looking in your body. Just sense your body and just look for energy shifting. There's so much going on. It's so hard to. I want to clear because I opened up new topics. Jaden, why did you open up new topics? So all of the shaky stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog around all of this stuff, and all the Wernicke's commands that have gotten triggered, and all the Mobius strips, quantum particulate, chick-U implants, trifold sequencing systems in and around and interlocked and intertangled with all of that. Can we just try to create all this stuff?
Yes.
Yes. Send, evoke, you can't reclaim, renounce, denounce. Just trying to create, make, null, void. As a sovereign being, free will, universe, times the gods, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, action, but beyond. Let all that go.
Right.
There you go. Okay. So Jaden's body is giving Jaden a message saying, "I need to go bathroom." So I'm going to call this the end of the call. So here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to call this the end of the call. I'm going to pause. I'm going to go bathroom. I'll pause it, and then. But you're welcome to stay on the line, and then I'll come back. And if you have specific questions that are not, I won't. I refuse to go into new content. I know I can do it. I know I can do it. But if you have questions specifically about this course and about your connection to the course, will this course help you, or will this, if that isn't obvious to you, feel free to come back on the line after this short break. But so, but I do want to wrap up the call, and I do want to thank everybody for being on this call. I so love when we get together. Like, this is so my play. It's like, oh, this is so cool. This is so fun. So thank you all for being on the call. And I want to have you unmute yourselves because I want to do like a big wahoo, and I want to have everybody share, just sharing, vocalizing somehow. And so we'll just do 1, 2, 3 wahoo. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Wahoo!
Thank you.
Thank you, Jaden.
You're so welcome. Thank you. Hope to see you all on the course, because this is such cool stuff. I mean, what would you like if you could just clear all this shit out? That would be so cool. So I'd love to have you. If not, please take this. I will give you download for those of you who are watching replay. There's a download here. For those of you who are watching this live, you'll get an email. And I'll give you this Wernicke's command document so you can start going down this rabbit hole on your own.